another shoe.
Okay, everybody just chill.
Hey everyone, what is up and welcome back to my channel, ShadeTV. My name is Marissa Hill. If you're new to my channel, do not forget to smash that subscribe button as well as give this video a thumbs up at the end if you enjoyed it. Feel free to leave any comments or questions down below as well as hit that notification bell because we have a ton of heat coming out this week that I do not want you guys to miss out on. As well as that new join button, be sure to check out those different Shade Gang community tiers that we have if you're interested in getting more perks through the channel. Also, we've got that new store for all of our Shade Gang subscribers. If you guys are interested in checking out that new merch, be sure to head over to the store after the video. All right, we have a special guest today. He kind of stole one of my shoes, Mr. Freeze.
Ice to be here.
Always so corny, right? Just a little on the corny side.
You can be so cold sometimes, Marissa. Like a little
right, well,
ice princess.
I guess this is the perfect shoe for you today that we're going to talk about. By the way, you're really glistening in the light. I love the sparkles. Okay, so today we are going to be doing an overview on the Yeezy QNTM Lifestyle Silhouette in the blue, frozen blue, as well as the basketball version in the frozen blue. Frozen blue.
Sorry, my brain is frozen.
I thought he was going to catch that frozen line, but I guess he didn't get me. All right, so we're going to do the overview on both of these shoes, talk about the key differences and the key similarities. Then we're going to hop into sizing on how these both fit, as well as the styling. We're going to talk about how I styled these shoes. It's a different but fun colorway because there's that pop of that frozen blue coming off of it. And then we're going to talk about how these are both doing on the resale market. So let's hop into the overview. I'm going to start with the, just so you guys know, the QNTM Lifestyle shoes on this side and the basketball version is on this side. From the naked eye, it looks completely identical because the silhouettes are exactly the same in structure and the color scheme as well is exactly the same for both of these shoes. Those are the two similarities.
You mean identical?
Did you say identical? Yeah, okay. Identical. So what sets these two shoes apart is the basketball version of this shoe is more performance driven. So on this model, you'll find basically more TPU, and that's like a thicker TPU layer, and that's on the upper. So it's definitely a little bit thinner in comparison. You can actually feel it when you press down on this toe box on the front of the shoe as well as on that tongue. It's definitely a thicker material. This is way thinner. It's crazy how much thinner this is actually. And there is a prime knit that covers the base with more padding on the basketball version. So that's going to be a lot comfier than the lifestyle version on the quartz. And then the collar is actually more padded. I'm feeling this, it's quite thin. If you actually feel the collar on here, it almost feels like there's a memory foam kind of texture on the side for your ankles, but it's definitely much thicker. And then we've got a slightly slimmer ankle portion on the basketball version versus the lifestyle version. You can see it's a little bit wider, much wider, so easier to get your foot in, but this is definitely going to keep your feet stuck in the shoe better for that more versatility movement that you're going to have on the courts. And it's a bit more snug and tight fitted on the basketball versus the lifestyle. This is definitely not going to be as snug to your fit. And it's definitely going to have a little bit more support. So when you're on the court, you're definitely going to have a better, stronger support system than in the lifestyle version. And you can definitely feel the thickness of the materials on this versus the thinness of the materials on the lifestyle version. But definitely by the blind eye, it's very hard to tell any of these differences, which is pretty crazy. All right, so let's talk about this color. I am just kind of taken in with this color. As you guys have probably seen this on the Arzareth, which still bummed about those shoes. I ordered them and they just actually never came. And I was absolutely in love with that whole color scheme. It was so beautiful. And this has that same feel to it. So the Arzareth was the 700 V3. So this is obviously a different silhouette, but the same colorway in that frozen blue. And it just really pops. It's almost like this shoe is kind of glowing. And they did a great job of putting it on both of these shoes. Then we've got this nice suede kind of cream color on the toe box. The suede is the same texture on both. And then we have, of course, the neoprene on that tongue there. Both have the black laces, which goes quite nicely. It's nice and simple. And then we've got the boost that fills the length of both of the shoes. As you can see the boost through there. We've kind of got this kind of creamy outsole going on here. And then for the midsole, it's kind of got that translucent fill with the dark gray and white color scheme. And on the back, we're used to seeing these colors in that dark charcoal gray silver and that kind of light metallic-y silver. And the collar finishes off in just that nice kind of dark black coloring scheme. All right, let's take a look in the insole to finish it off. It looks like we've just got a simple black insole with some silver writing for that Yeezy Adidas on the inside of that insole. Now let's talk about sizing for these shoes. So both of these I got in a 7.5, which is true to size for me. I do feel like on the scheme of things when it comes to Yeezys, I do tend to go a half a size up, except for this specific silhouette. I feel for some reason it does run a little bit larger, so my feet were kind of sliding around when I first tried this silhouette on in a size 8, and so that's why I really recommend just staying true to size. And so 7.5 translates to a woman's size 9, and I'm happy with my true to size. My feet stay in there nice and snug. Okay, let's talk about how I style these nice glowing frozen blue shoes. I don't know how you feel about this, Mr. Freeze. You probably just freeze all the clothes, but we do what we can, you know. Over here at ShadeTV, keeping our clothes not cold and frozen. Like my shoes. I don't like my shoes icy cold at all. All right, so let's talk about the first outfit. I wore some nice, just simple black and white tights that are Adidas. And I paired that with a crew neck hoodie, or not hoodie, but crew neck sweatshirt from Ambush. And I feel like the black and white tones just go very well with this. There's some nice black and white throughout the shoe, so I think that was a great simplistic athletic look. For the second option, I wore my Lodovikova jumpsuit in that kind of frozen blue coloring scheme. I think the blue on those stripes really just helps the frozen blues the color palettes of Frozen Blue on the shoes really pop. And again, it's just a jumpsuit that's more of an athletic look. This is an athletic shoe, so I think that went very well with that. And for the last and final look, I dressed it up a little bit. I wore a size Marjan kind of icy blue silk dress that I layered with a just simple gray hooded sweater. And then I topped that off with a simple just gray coat and my Supreme bright kind of plaid beanie, just to kind of help with the blue tones in the Frozen Blue pieces of the shoe. So you guys let me know out of the 3 outfits, what was your favorite look out of the 3, or how would you style these shoes in the comments below. Now let's conclude with how these shoes are currently doing on the resale market. So these shoes both retailed at the same price point of $250. We'll start with a Quantum Lifestyle version, which is doing a little bit worse on the resale market than the basketball version is. For sizes 5 to 11, those are going for all under retail. So definitely a great time to cop this shoe if you weren't able to get it when it first released. You can get it for a little bit less than what they sold for retail. If you are a size 11 or above, it's actually above retail, depending on your size, on the lower end, $260 to $400. And for the basketball version, it looks like it's around retail for smaller sizing, but for bigger sizes, it's around $300. All right, so again, you guys, thanks so much for tuning into my channel, ShadeTV. My name's Marissa Hill. If you're new to my channel, do not forget to smash that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up at the end if you enjoyed it. Feel free to leave me any comments or questions that you have on either of these versions of this same Frozen Blue silhouette. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that notification bell and be sure to as well check out all of our new added perks that we have for all of our Shade Gang members. And also, that's of course also want to remind you to of course check out our new Shade Gang store. We've got lots of great merch on there, so be sure to check it out. All right, Mr. Freeze, I think it's time to help our audience guess who our next guest will be. Are you ready to do this duet?
Let's do it.
Here we go. All right, Mr. Freeze, you ready to do this?
Let's go. We don't need no education. Hey, teacher, leave them kids alone. All in all, it's just another brick in the wall. Get to the chopper.
Oh, get to the what the? Wrong movie, Mr. Freeze! Hasta la vista, baby.
Cool. Ha 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 ha. Time to ice you out! Ha 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 ha!